That's really fun. I love how you can load through all these presets and then find something in the way it's programmed, open it up, learn how it's programmed, and then utilize those techniques as you go and build more of your own. Hi, I'm Dumbo from SampleLibraryReview.com. Today we're going to be checking out M.A.P, Modern Animated Percussion by Sample Logic. Very exciting here. A fresh collaboration from very respected developers Sample Logic and Sound Iron hit the market this week, promising production quality of a polished audio loops alongside dynamic flexibility of a drum machine. Now this engine looks to promise some infinite sonic options. We're going to be checking it out today. Today's first look. Modern Animated Percussion is a sample set of percussive hits from world instruments to EDM, housed in a 4-core MIDI-based drum step sequencer. Now, it's important to note there's no loops in this product. It's all step sequencing based. There's 4,000 different drum percussive samples with 2,000 different core presets. The instrument includes a preset browser, a step animator, dynamic effects, a mixer, and master effects, as well as randomized functionality. M.A.P does require Contact 5.8.1 or higher and normally sells for $349.99 from Sample Logic. I'll be sure to include a link to take you straight over to Sample Logic's page. There is an intro special going on, $249.99. And just full disclosure here, Sample Logic is one of Sample Library Review's partners. If you do want to pick up the library, please use our link. We'll get a small commission. It'll help me keep the site and the videos coming. All right, very exciting here today. We've got new instrument, Sound Iron Sample Logic collaboration. Two great developers. I love what these guys are doing. And this engine looks to use the strengths of both developers. Super great sample quality and techniques that Sound Iron uses. And an embellishment off of the engine that Sample Logic has developed. I believe they had this engine similar to this for rhythmology and arpology, noting again that this is a step sequencer, not a loop engine like some of the last Sample Logic instruments. So let's go ahead and dig in. This is a first look video. I have not done anything except for load up the library. It's got one NKI map right here, and watch the videos by our good friend Ruben Cornell, voicing over, guiding us through. So I think I understand the engine and I want to experiment with it, and I want to share what it sounds like just out of the box, which is the point of the first look. If you want to see the official videos with the official rundown of what everything does and how it functions, I'll include a link to the Sample Library Review map page below. Let's jump right in. Here's what it sounds like right now. And as you can see, this orange key down here starts all 4 cores. So it's a 4-core engine. Turn them on and off. Get in and change the step sequencing for the instruments for each core, the effects for each core, and solo them as well. Here's our core presets. So this is a little confusing at first if you don't quite understand how it works. The main presets right here in this browser change all 4 cores, samples, sequences, and step animation. So this is African Safari, which we just heard. And here's one called Ant Come. Here's another one, Autobots. And what we can do when we jump back home, or if we look on the side, you'll see that we're loading up different core presets, different core source samples, and different core effects here for all 4 of the libraries. All right, quick critique right off the bat. No, yes, never mind. It's functioning as I was hoping. You click in to adjust your step sequencing, and then click again and jump back to your home page. There is a home button way over here, but this is much more intuitive for a person like myself. So we've got a ton of presets. These are multiple core presets with tags, and let's start off by listening through different tags. So let's start with some bass presets here. Now that's African Safari as a bass preset, which is not what I expected. Here's Bad Biker. So a lot of delay on that. And now I'm going to break it down. Core 1. Core 2. Core 3. Core 4. Yeah, there's a lot of delay in the effect for this one, and I think we can see it's cranked all the way up. Let's turn it off. I'm turning these effects off one at a time. And now we're going to turn off the sequence of the effect. And now we've got just the actual hit itself as an instrument. Moving on with some more bass presets. Boosted. Okay, what I can see right now from these two is we've got core 1 and 4 have been turned off. You can see right here, they're off because there's no color. When you click, it gets the color, you know it's on. If we turn those on, so right away I could see that this instrument will be useful for those looking for tick-tocks, shakers, clock sounds. So let's just jump around in some of those acoustic organic samples just to listen to them. Some beatbox stuff. Let's see if we can get to some hi-hats. And then some bright sounds. Some cymbals. Oh, prehistoric. If you're a Sound Iron fan, I bet you know where these samples come from. Yeah, that's a nice one there. Okay, let's jump back. Now let's go ahead and let's go ahead and play with this. I'm going to turn the stutter on for the last two subdivisions of our sequence. And here. Yeah, this is fun. Let's jump into our effects. And I'm going to turn that delay off. It's just a little too much going on. Okay, one critique I have right now is you have to click and hold. You can't click and drag to turn on the step sequence. And to get into each of these effects, looks like you just click on the little arrows to expand. Okay, this you can click and drag. And this is the dry versus wet signal. All right, so let's move along and construct something with preset Core 2. Right now, I'm not getting anything out of Core 2. Why is, oh, I've got it soloed up here. Here we go. Okay, that's pretty aggressive. Okay, right now we're doing 16. Let's go up to 32. Come on, 32. There we go. And I guess this would be our second page. So let's... All right, so now we've got this core preset called Dice Room, a source called Marching Thunder, and let's just try a couple of the other Marching Thunder samples and see what happens. Pretty aggressive. I'm looking for something a little more thud-like. So let's go over to taikos. Okay, and then let's jump in. I'm going to get rid of that delay. There he is. Too much delay for me. I don't need it. I got a lot of subdivisions right now. Let's take off some of this. All right, let's see what happens. Changing up the effects. I got a little bit of a tape saturation there. And I think maybe compressing it here before we get to the reverb. Got some default preset loaded, such as whatever comes up. Let's go with a punchy. Let's try pump it. Okay, let's get that compressor turned on all the way throughout the performance. And then let's go back to find out why we got a little clickiness going on. Is it the stutter? Let's turn the stutter off. Let's go back and turn our stutter back on. I'm on the core 1. Let's go jump back to core 2 and see why we've got the clickiness. I'm not quite sure why I got that little clickiness to it. It's playing forward. It's at full 1 speed. Could it be that it's cut off? Yeah, it's when it plays those hits. It's kind of cutting into the sample. I wonder if there's a way here. Our duration. Maybe this is what we need to do. Just turn the stutter off. All right. I'm not sure why we got that clickiness. It sounds like something with the ADSR, like or cutting out in the middle of the sample. And I wonder if there's a way to adjust that. I don't see that right here. Let's go ahead and see if I was to change to a taiko strike. All right, I think that's going to do nicely with these two together now with our prehistoric. And I think I messed something up in there. Let's find out. Here we go. Here's what happened. Somehow I turned all these on. You got to click each one individually. There we go. Now let's see what happens to it together when we just have the top two that I've created. All right, so I'm still not thrilled with the sound of this. I wonder if I can just change the core preset. I think that's going to change everything in the core. I want a different sample. I'm going to see if there's maybe a kick. All right, let's move on to the third one and see what one's all about here. That's pretty groovy. I like it. Let's see what happens when we change it up to maybe something with a little hand percussion. Again, a little too much delay for me. Of course, it's fun to have it bouncing around, but I like to have a nice, clean, clear signal. And let's go to the fourth one. So for for this one, let's go ahead and try to do something just a little bit different. Maybe some mallets. That goes in a completely wacky direction. Okay, this is cool because now we got something melodic. And we're changing our tonal center. So let's find out where that's happening. It's happening here, it looks like. Right here, we've got a pitch shift. And let's take a look and see how this is set up. I'm confused about that. I can see it's happening here. So let's turn off the effects. So now I can say, yes, it is an effect. Let's turn everything else off, including that delay. And okay, now I get it. So this pitch shift here that we've got is only kicking in. It's only kicking in for this, which is at -10. It's really small. It's really tiny, tiny. I might need some glasses to read that. But that's how you can see the whole thing is functioning, plus or minus an octave. But it's only kicking this effect on our second beat, and that's why I was confused, because as you can see, it's only kicking it on right there. Right here, it's not doing anything. So let's go ahead and turn it on through this whole 4 bars and adjust. Okay, we can go much, much higher than an octave. Okay, now we've got something kind of fun there. And let's go ahead and turn that on when it gets to the next part. Yeah, that's getting something fun and a little bit wacky. Right now we've got the Balafon Mallets, and if we go into our other mallet samples, that's mallet 1. All right, let's just go with that first mallet 1. Here we go. All right, so here's what we've created thus far. Layer 1. Layer 2. Layer 3. Got something a little wacky and melodic there, and all together, okay, and then on our master presets, we can go ahead and save this. I'm just going to call this mallet wackiness. And that's probably not how you spell it. So one way we can perform this is a couple bars establishing our mallets, then automatically syncing up when we play our next core 1, then adding the core, a little low end on core 2, and when we go to core 3, we would get a little bit of this rather aggressive loop added. Yeah, so mallet wackiness, new preset created right here, live on the channel. Let's do a bunch of investigation. Normally I investigate first and then start playing, but I really felt like the best way to get a feel for it is to try to create something new, because I kind of figured I had a good feel for the engine, and I think I do. Now let's play through a whole bunch of these multi-core presets to get a feel for them, which is what I originally said I was going to do, and then I got distracted. Here's some big presets. And we already did this one. I remember it was called Boosted. Let's continue on. Let's go with AXL. Just listen to this. I like that one. So let's break it down. Let's just listen to that by itself. Yeah. Yeah, I really like that. All of them together. Yeah, that's really fun. I love how you can load through all these presets and then find something in the way it's programmed, open it up, learn how it's programmed, and then utilize those techniques as you go and build more of your own. All right, let's move along here. Let's listen to a few more of these big presets. I'm just going to randomly jump in. Here we go. Cinematic Fun. Again, this is another one that I'm curious to see how they're programming it, what's going on. That stutter can really add a lot, and you see they're going to 96th sixth note stutter on beat 4. All right, continuing on, here's Cybercrime. This core preset's called Outback Steakhouse. This one's called Dumbo's Circus. Now this is really interesting in this core, this sample here. Let's turn the effect off. So that's the sample without any effects or sequencing turned on. And here it is with the step sequencer and effects turned on. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I would venture that this is probably something from the Juno VHS sample collection. I could be wrong, but I tend to really dig his sound design. One of the talented sound designers over at Sound Iron, and it just has that feel for me. I'm not sure. Okay, do a couple more big ones and we'll keep flipping through. We got a lot of ground to cover. I'd love to hear more of them and share them with you. Another note I'm going to make here as I load up another preset is this instrument, its CPU usage isn't, my computer doesn't seem to have any trouble with this. Like, it's just pinging it. I see it pinging at, maybe 5%, 10% sometimes. And just to make everything a little more fun, let's change our tempo. Otherwise, you guys are going to have 120 on the brain today. Let's listen to some of these cinematic presets. And here's Area 51. Let's stop and take note here. This is Core 4. We've got a sample called Bell Kit Hit 15. Here's what it sounds like. And then, as you can see, we've got the transpose step sequencing programmed with a fun little melody. That really adds to it. I'm thinking that a lot of these, so far I'm hearing strong usage for those who do underscore, especially series, cinematic series. as well as EDM. Yeah, I think anybody who's doing any kind of electronic production would be able to use this a ton, because not only can you reprogram everything, I just think it lends itself towards anything with a pop EDM feel, simply because you're not actually changing samples for dynamic layers. You're adjusting velocity for your dynamic layer changes. I think we already listened to the cybercrime. Here we go. Yeah, really unexpected. Let's go to some deep low end presets. That's nice, but again, I'd go in, probably clean my delay off, and expand this, because it is a bit loopy. This one. Now, when you love a library or a preset, you got this little heart. You can put a heart on it, and then you could be able to go and filter through your favorites. See, that's the only one showing up at that point. It's nice to be able to have a way to save a bunch of your favorites with an instrument this complex. Let's take a listen to these. Okay, I gotta hear this sample on its own with everything else turned off. Let's hear this. Where's the effects? Here we go. Okay, that's the sample. Here's what it's done. Here's what's been done to it with the sequencing and the effects. Freaky. Let's go to some drum set presets. See what these have. Yeah, I don't know if I'd call that a drum set preset, but maybe it's because the source samples are originally from the drum set samples. Nice. All right, we've got some electronic effectual. So this is some of these. that one already. Some of these are in multiple categories. And we did that one already too. Randomly finding some, even though there's, I think, 2,000 samples. I meant 2,000 presets. There's 4,000 samples. We'll check out some of these stutter presets. There's a preset set of harmonics here. Let's take a listen to some of these. I can hear a lot of noise in this, so I'm sure we've got some effects that are turned on with a noisy signal chain. We already heard that one. Robot Fever. Let's check out something a little bit different. We got piano presets. And here's a collection of pitch tonal presets. So much great sound. All right, I like that one. Where is that? I like that. And here's what I was looking for. Yeah. It's a lot of kind of a throwback to some industrial sound going with the way this instrument actually works, the way it's programmed, the way you kind of dig into it. Definitely hear a lot of that industrial kind of style. Let's check out some of the vocal presets here. Oh boy. That's the new sample library theme song right there. I think we heard that one already. All right, there's still tons of presets that we could check out. I'm going to do these taikos. Just a quick run through. I'm pretty sure someone will say, I wish you would have played the taiko. And listening through these here, you could tell that you can use this instrument in any time signature because you're simply deciding how many steps it is. You can divide it up into how many ever bars you need to by breaking it down into steps. So you could do as much odd time signatures as you like with accents wherever you'd like them. And I'm starting to hear some of that as we flip through more and more. All right, we're just going to listen to a couple of these shaker because I have a feeling, as I mentioned it up top, I felt like this would be a great instrument for shakers, clocks, tick-tocks. That is going to wrap it up for the first look here of a modern animated percussion created by Sample, Logic, and Sound Iron. A massive amount of creativity in this thing. Instantly groovy, and I think I've expressed my thoughts along the way. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the instrument. Have you a need for modern animated percussion? M.A.P here. Is this something you might be able to use in your projects? I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments along the way. Please comment below. Like, share, and subscribe. Always love your support. And be sure to head over to samplelibraryreview.com for latest news, reviews, and our weekly deals page.